Taj Mahal is losing its looks, but possibly also its foundation.
The Taj Mahal has been fighting an uphill battle against pollution for years, with acid rain wearing away at the building and air pollutants turning the beautiful marble facade from white to yellow. To make things worse, the Yamuna River that runs alongside the Taj Mahal is starting to lose volume. The water keeps the wooden foundation of the complex saturated, which is essential for its physical stability. The more temperatures rise, the water levels will continue to drop and potentially endanger this 400-year-old treasure. More Taj Mahal 12 interesting Taj Mahal facts that made us say, well, 3 of 213 the most beautiful buildings in the world, 13 of 203 historical landmarks to see before you die.
Mighty rivers like the Ganges are beginning to dry up.
There are hundreds of rivers around the world that have been either drying up or overflowing due to disruptions in climate. Many of these rivers are critical for the survival of the people that live near them, and as some of them dry up, they are devastating nearby regions. The 3 largest and most critical rivers that have begun to dry up are the Ganges, India, Niger, West Africa, and Yellow, China. The Niger River levels are a huge concern for many West African countries today, as it has been enduring prolonged droughts and more concentrated and heavy periods of rain. With those changes in conditions, the process of water management becomes much more difficult for the surrounding human settlements.
Aggressive wildfires are becoming more common in the western United States.
Californians went through a really tough fire season in 2017, and it looks like that might be the new normal. The western United States is becoming drier, with an increase in the length and severity of dry seasons and droughts. When wildfires do strike, they are now burning longer and over larger areas than in the past. The change in climate means higher temperatures and lower humidity in the air. Whether the fires are started by a natural event like lightning, human error, or human intention, they are becoming a very serious threat to those who live on the West Coast.
Monarch butterfly reserves in Mexico are under threat from changes in temperature.
Monarch butterflies have a deeply ingrained homing instinct, and they migrate on the same routes from Canada to Mexico and back every year. They winter in Mexico, in mountain ranges that have the correct microclimate to support their hibernation. The butterflies need very specific temperatures, hovering right above freezing for their hibernation. They also rely on temperature to know when to start moving again. There is a biological trigger set off when the temperature raises to a specific point, which tells them it's time to begin the trip all the way back to Canada. With rising temperatures and changes in climate in the Mexican wintering areas, the butterfly's entire migration and hibernation cycle could be severely thrown off.
The ancient city of Angkor, what could no longer stand up to torrential rain.
The city of Angkor was once the largest city in the pre-industrial world, with over 1 million inhabitants. Today, the massive temple complex of the Cambodian jungle outside Siem Reap is the darling of Hollywood, featured in movies like Tomb Raider. It attracts millions of visitors every year, but the buildings have been slowly falling apart for years. Through an impressively complex system of canals and irrigation channels, the city was built around water. However, at one point in the 1400s, it was hit by a drought, followed by heavy monsoon rains and massive floods. It represents a climate change lesson. Once the weather changed, and they were hit with floods, the system they had been using for hundreds of years failed, and the city essentially collapsed. They failed to adapt to the forces of their changing climate, and the ancient city lays in ruins today because of it. More Angkor 3 of 1616 underrated historical monuments that should be wonders of the ancient world. 19 of 203 historical landmarks to see before you die. 5 of 22 amazing Lego versions of famous monuments.
The Great Barrier Reef is struggling to survive.
The Great Barrier Reef is struggling to survive.
The Great Wall of China is crumbling.
The Great Wall of China is crumbling.
The Everglades are facing problems from all sides, literally.
The Everglades are facing problems from all sides, literally.
Hey guys, thank you so much for the support and likes and comments down below, and also thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Then take care, bye.